Do you guys ever wonder to ask yourself what workspaces are and what they are for? Well, I'm guessing you don't, because if you did, then you would know workspaces in Blender. What's up guys, it's your boy Hanter, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about workspaces. Easy go. Alright, workspaces in Blender, I would call them layouts, but I don't think we would call them layouts, the actual workspaces. A workspace is generally a place where you work from. For example, right now where you're seated, I can even see on your webcam, you're seated on a desk which has a computer or a phone, and then there's a book next to you, I can see it. What I'm saying is a workspace is an area we use to do our work, and Blender has created these spaces for us to be doing our work from. Let's start with the first workspace. We have the layout. This is the default layout that comes in Blender, whereby it gives you basic layouts, panels, which will do your work quickly as just a basic designer or something. Let's go to the next workspace. We have modeling. This workspace is mainly designed for people who want to do modeling, who want to edit shapes. We can, if you see, I can just do something simple here, which I'm not going to really explain a lot, but I would make a shape and then do something like that, and do something like this. So this is basically a workspace meant for someone who wants to start modeling. This is not, it's available in the normal layout, but it's not flexible in the normal layout. It's more flexible if you came to the, because it has all the features here you need for working with modeling, cutting, looping, what, blah blah blah, which we shall learn when we start modeling. Next, we have sculpting. Now, in sculpting, it's a little bit more complicated, but almost the same as modeling, by the way, except that here you'll be using brushes to carve in and carve out. My model is not high poly. I would have really showed you how to do that. Let me see if I can make something happen. Let me just add the Suzanne monkey. There she is. I'm going to leave this big large box that looks like a cheese, and then come back to sculpting. Now our Suzanne is here. If I want to reshape her, wait, now it's sculpting. Okay, let's go to sculpting mode. Yes, here is where we're supposed to be. I can begin, say, like pulling out her polygons, and then, you know, there's basic stuff, like smoothing her out. And then it doesn't basically add the need to your stuff to your model, but if you have something high poly, we shall do about this. Right now I can't fix this in our timetable for now, so let's go to the next layout, which is UV editing. Now UV editing is like pinning out something, and then you tear it apart and then place it on a plane to the surface so that it can be well textured. So here is where we create from the UV editings. We shall also learn about that in future. Next, we have texture painting. Now texture painting here is almost like UV editing, but you can just paint the textures direct to the model. I'm not also going to show you that in detail, but we shall learn about that in future. Now I know some of you are asking, why should I use UV editing, which looks very complicated if I could just use texture painting. I mean, this is Blender, it has things for everyone. But yeah, I would also select this one compared to the other one. But there are times when only this works, not this. So next, let's go to shading. So this is the shading panel, whereby we have, you know, you can see our Suzanne inside there, but in a very black background. It's because it's a realistic shade place, so you can see around it, but it makes everything very visual because we don't have any lighting in our background or anything else except this Suzanne middle. That's why you're only seeing her, and she has a very light texture on her. You can always create new textures from here. It has a section where you can make materials from. You get textures from your browser, and then put them, you view your texture from here. Then you have the collections and the objects, then you have the modifiers. So the interface is very well versed for making textures. And let me try and just give her a color. Let me say Hanter, and then I say base color, give it red. Oh, Suzanne is red. Can always learn how to do more of this. We shall have a specific video on materializing objects and texturing them, but not today. Next, we have animations. this tab is well meant for making animations. I'm going to make a quick example. You can see the 3D viewport for editing, the camera which renders out the final results, the timeline for making the animation, which is not actually timeline, this is a dope sheet, but you can always change it to whatever you like, or graph or something. Then properties tab, and then the collections. So let me try making something brief. So if we play through this animation, we are going to see that the Suzanne window has been basically animated. Look at that. And the view, this is what will be rendered out as your final results when you pull out your work. So simply, this is what I've just been making in seconds. If you want to learn animation, stay tuned on this channel. Soon I will be training animations and the motion stuff and all that cool stuff. All right, let's move on to the next tab, which is, I'm going to pause this, which is rendering. Rendering is like where we finally put our results. I would wish to do this, but not now. But I'll show you this and explain it in the future. That's why it only has a panel for the final video results. Then we have another tab for compositing. You want to make some high quality compositions. This will be the best part of it. And it's also made for compositing. Its look and everything is set best for compositing. Then our next tab is geometry nodes. You want to work with nodes. We shall also talk about this in the future. It's going to complicate you if I try to explain now. That's why I'm going to ignore it. And then even the last one, which is scripting. If you know some code and you want to make something for Blender, you can always come here and then make a code which will maybe simulate something using the code. For Blender, the workspace is here for the code, and it's basically made for movie. If you think you have your own work which you want to do and you think the Blender workspaces are so boring and they're not complying to yours, you can always make your own by just clicking this plus button and then saying, I want an example of like maybe the general. Then you can select, then you remodify, or you can say duplicate current. And then when you duplicate the current, you'll be having scripting the first one and the second one. And then you can double click just to rename it. And then you say rename, which is so stupid because I'm renaming the rename to be renamed. Then you can always change the panels like I showed you. This to be the viewport, this to be, let me say, whatever I want it to be. Let me say the timeline, then this. I change it to whatever. I can even divide this by clicking here, and then I say horizontal split, and then I split, and then add as many as possible. Don't worry about my battery, it will last as long as it can. Alright guys, that's it about workspaces. We are soon jumping into the real work of Blender and starting to make some real 3D models. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and don't forget to like the video. And don't forget to go back and not skip any videos that I've sent, because these are the basic fundamentals of using Blender before you can get started to real making some real actual works inside Blender. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome, keep creating, and have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next video.